Peace, love, and prosperity, angels. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jasmine, and today I will be doing a general collective message to see what Spirit wants you guys to know. If you are new to my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. I am on the road to 50,000 angels, and I'm so thankful, so extremely blessed to be able to read for each and every one of you guys. All right, let's get straight into this message. So I really don't know what message is going to come out. I'm really excited to see. I'm just going to flow with it. So let's see. Spirit, what message do you have for the collective at this time? Interesting. All right, so all right. So whoever this message is for today, you are currently jumping timelines. Okay, you are going through some type of ascension, some type of level up, some type of growth is taking place within you. Okay, there's a shift happening right now as you're watching this video. As you align with this video, there's a shift happening. Okay, and you are feeling this on an energetic level. And you're being shifted into alignment. Okay, whether that be you being forced to change your eating habits, you being forced out of a environment, you being forced out of a workplace. Certain things are happening that are really out of your control right now, and it's because you are literally being pushed into a higher timeline. Now, the universe is only going to, push you and do so much. You still have to work with the flow. You can't be afraid of change. You can't try to cling to the past. No, you have to, I'm sorry, guys. You have to allow things to change and go with the flow versus working against it. Okay, a lot of you guys are working with the flow. Okay, you are noticing the omens, the signs. You're in sync. You see the synchronicities, the you feel it, and you are ascending through life. Like, it's really deeper than I feel words can really say. Okay, the shift that is taking place. Now, not everyone is going to make this shift. Some people are going to cling to the old and things of that nature, but there's really like a rebirth happening within you, like a death, a rebirth. The ego is dying, a new version of you is emerging, being born. If you are in alignment, that is what is happening for you and to you. Okay. Yeah, confirmation changes. And you going through this change, some of you guys could actually be remembering who you are, understanding your purpose, understanding, being able to see through the matrix, different things like that. And as you are aligning with your higher self, integrating with your higher self, you're actually entering your highest timeline, the most abundant frequency. This is where all your prosperity, your success, your happily ever after, that's where all of this is residing. Okay, it's this highest timeline is waiting for you to evolve to it, okay? And you guys are really, really close. You could be seeing 222 a lot. That is a big representation of you being in alignment. Now, you aligning, this is putting you on a vibration to align with your soulmate, okay? Especially if you are part of the 144, you are meeting your kingdom spouse, okay? You are aligning with that. And what's so unique about, you know, your kingdom spouse is there's been people in the past that were, you know, assigned as your kingdom spouse. And some of these people did not do the work. You know, maybe they didn't appreciate you. They didn't heal. They didn't grow with you. They didn't appreciate you. You know, they took you for granted. They were manipulative. You know, they weren't doing the work. 555, whatever the case may be. Certain people were aligned to be that for you, and they did not do what they were supposed to do. And for that, God has replaced them, you know, and sent you in a vibrational match. So it's like if these people thought they were hurting you, like you needed that relationship, no, God replaced them and sent someone who was ready and who's going to appreciate you in. And if you pay attention, everything really has happened or is going to happen in divine timing and divine alignment. Okay, there's a lot of relationships. I'm picking up on like love relationships, reunion of souls, you know, you finding someone again from the past life, you guys finding each other, meeting, aligning with each other, and you're going through a transformation. So this relationship, if you are in a relationship or whatever relationships you have been making, you know, some of your relationships are getting stronger right now. Those relationships are really significant for your transformation. Past, present, future, something super significant about that, you know, it's, yeah, it's like all working together right now. So in your relationships, you guys are helping each other transform. So if it's like a feminine and a masculine relationship, you know, one person is, the masculine energy is pushing you to be in your feminine, and the feminine, you're pushing the masculine to be more in his masculine energy, more in his power. Okay, there's heavy emphasis on masculine energy, and I feel like the energies are really starting to balance out. Okay, you guys are doing that within each other. It's like a support, like like a strong bond, like I don't know, it's, but it's, you guys are helping each other transform. It's like you guys are a portal to each other's highest timeline. You know, you're serving as a portal to this person is serving as a portal to you, and also you yourself are serving as, you know, your own portal, and you know, through to your highest self. Okay, and you know, knowing that you are a portal and that you have this sacred energy, for my masculines and my feminines, protect your energy. Okay, make sure you are fasting. Since you are raising your vibration, there's certain sacrifices that need to be made, whether that be like your diet or any bad habits, anything like that, you need to let it go. It's also going to be important for you to guard your sexual energy at this time, because it's something really sacred. Okay, so it's going to be important for you to detox at this time and fast. Fast from not even just like sexual things, just different things. Okay, your intuition is going to tell you what it is that you need to be fasting from at this time. Okay, and obedience is really going to be key in this new season that you are in. Okay, so these are really all the keys that you're going to need in this season. You're going to need to be able to pay attention to the signs. You're going to need to be obedient when God speaks to you. Okay, as we know, God can speak to us through many different ways. God speaks to me through wondrous ways all the time, you know, whether it be angel numbers, me hearing something on the TV, or you reading a post, or me looking at something, me receiving a download or a dream. You know, God will speak to you. So when he speaks, make sure you are being obedient because he's helping order your steps. Now, outside of God telling you what to do, you have freedom. Like, you can experience life, the good things and stuff, but you still have to have that balance of being obedient and listening to God. Okay, now you strengthening your relationship with God in this season, you not only are you getting closer to source, but you are also strengthening your psyche and your psychic gifts and your spiritual gifts. Okay, you're gonna grow in spirit. You're growing spiritually, and your spiritual rank is going up at this time, and that is what's going to align you within your financial path, within your prosperity, your abundance, like that timeline. That's what it's going to take. And it's going to take changes. Okay, 555, if you've been seeing that a lot, that represents that it's time for major change. Things are changing. Okay, and you want to stay in tune and know what's going on so you can shift with the energy. Okay, you don't want this energy working against you because it is a strong energy. It's really strong. So yeah, even though God is ordering your steps and he is the pilot, it's important that you are also the co-pilot. Okay, so you have a lot of power. You have a lot of say, so you can really determine what it is that you want out of life. Like, the possibilities are not limited for you, okay, unless it's not good for you or unless you're thinking small. Okay, if you're thinking too small, God has bigger plans, of course you're gonna have to align with that, God's will, but you have a lot of say so in what it is that you want to do. Okay, and it's all in your DNA, it's all in your purpose, what it is that you want to do, what you're passionate about, what you enjoy doing, because you can really get paid to just exist, really to create. But you can get paid to exist, especially if you are of value of the world. That's really what it's about, restoring balance into the earth, especially as a light worker. If you are watching this video and you are a light worker, you are a star seed, all type of different energies and beings that are watching this videos. I can't even just limit it to like light workers, starseeds, but just get clear on your desires, what it is that you want to manifest, what you want, where you see yourself, where do you see yourself in 5 years, what do you want. Get really clear on that. Brainstorm. You got time to think about it, explore different options, but eventually and a little quickly, be clear on what it is that where you want to see yourself or where you want to be, so things can start unfolding. You can get in the frequency of that, and also know that everything's going to happen in divine timing. Okay, just keep paying attention to the signs, God's guidance, and God's going to guide you. This is not a time to be in fear. Okay, there's a lot of people in the world right now that are in the energy of fear, and they feel like their world is falling apart. But for the chosen ones, for the ones that have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, you know that this is a time to celebrate. Okay, it's no point to have fear. The only people that are in fear right now are people that are dependent on outside things, outside of themselves, or outside of source, outside of God. Okay, if you really have faith in God, you'll trust his plans and you'll get with it. Like, you can't think your life is falling apart because something didn't work out for you. No, you know you're not, your perspective is incorrect on it. You have to see it like things aren't happening to hurt you, things are happening for you. And that's why it's going to be important for you to flow with the changes, because if not, you're going to take them really hard, really hard. So yeah, it's really important for you to be dependent on God, trust God, and be obedient. Be obedient, listen. Okay, and don't think that you have to be perfect because you're listening to God. You really do not. All you have to do is put in effort. It just takes effort. All you have to do is put your best foot forward and show God that you are trying, because he shows grace. He gives us grace. So if you mess up, like, no, that's not just it. God shows us grace, but also holds us accountable. 444. So yeah, but you've learned lessons about accountability and things like that in the last level. Okay, you're applying it this season. Yes. So, okay, I know things have been really up in the air. You're having a lot of time in your mind, a lot of things going on. Um, but it's going to be important for you to get grounded. Okay, and that has to do with you, this divine timing, you figuring 15:15 on the timer. This has to do with you locking in and like knowing what it is that you want for yourself and where you want to go, so that you can ground yourself and have like direction, have direction in your life on what it is that you want or where you want to be. Like, for example, if you want to have a successful business, okay, that's the desire, that's the goal. Now ground yourself in that, and that's where you figure out the steps that you're going to need to get to where you want to be. And when you don't know everything, 555, that's when you lean on God and wait for him to order your next steps. But in the meantime of waiting, you be in the energy of joy and the energy of gratitude. That will attract things to you a lot faster. Okay, you're gonna have to take back control and power of your mind. So there's gonna be, you're above negative forces at this time, but new level, new devil. Okay, and there's going to be things that try to distract you. That's peeping the matrix. There's going to be things that try to distract you, put fear in you, tempt you, destroy, interfere with your frequency, interfere with you. But that's when you have to use your mental strength, your mental power, okay? And know that you can't always control what happens to you, but you can control the way you respond and the way you perceive it. There's power in your perception. There's power in that. Also within your creativity. So as you ground yourself and you're, striving for your desires, I use the example of, I think like a successful business. If you did want a successful business, this is where your creativity comes in, because it's like, okay, you can be creative, you can be different. It doesn't have to be like anything else. You can be creative, like what makes your business different, like what makes your business you. That's where your creativity comes from. And what's going to help you tap into this creative energy is tapping into your emotions. And that's that feminine energy, having that feminine connection to your intuition, to your feelings, and acknowledging them, releasing them, feeling them. That will help. When you can transmute those feelings, you can get real creative, real creative. Yeah, your energy is extremely sacred, though. You're definitely going through some sort of rebirth. You're reuniting with 1818 on your soul tribe, okay? And you have actually outgrown a lot of people, or you grew apart from a lot of people. And these people that you have outgrown or you're growing apart from, they feel the loss of you, okay? And 9 times out of 10, these are people that didn't appreciate you, took you for granted. I'm really picking up didn't appreciate you, or acknowledge what you really bring to the table. Some of you guys were the table, and that's why these people really feel it. But there are some people that's grieving the loss of you, or mourning the loss of you, okay? And this can happen to us. Like, say we have a family member that we love, or a friend that we love, and then they crossed over, and now we miss them. Like, there's people that are grieving you and you're still alive. But that 1919 on the timer, and let that just be a lesson to give people their flowers while they're still here, because you just never know. And you don't want to carry the guilt of, wishing you treated someone better, or appreciated them, or told them how you felt. You don't want to carry that. So make sure you are cherishing people, okay? Because there's people that feel like they've lost you, in which they cherish you. They would give anything to experience you again. But some people just cannot. Okay, they're no longer a vibrational or energetic match to you. It's almost like a judgment call. The judgment card hasn't came out, but it's almost like judgment, like sometimes, like in my life, things feel like a movie. Like it feels like I'm on stage, or like, like a performance. Like it just feels like that sometimes when I'm just, in life. And sometimes it feels like people are playing a role. And really, it would help if you understand your role, or the role that you were called, your purpose. And you really just fulfill that to the best of your ability. I feel like that's the best you can do. Like, but yeah, since you've cut off the dead weight, you're approaching your goals really fast. Because I'm telling you, like, a lot of these people that you cut off, or that that you outgrew, they were distracting you. They were either distracting you, siphoning off of you. Yeah, that's like the same thing. Because if you're in, or like if you give people life, your energy gives people life. And that's really like a spiritual gift, like a psychic gift. Some of you guys' gift, like imagine a flower. And you just, like, you can bring that flower back to life. You're kind of like that with people. Your energy is kind of like that with people. And that's why you're starting to understand that is a lot more sacred. But since you cut it off, yeah, you've gotten rid of the distractions, so you're able to focus. And where attention goes, energy flows. You're giving life to your future at this time. In the present moment, you are, because you've gotten rid of the distractions. And not only just you, because you really could not do it alone. Okay, God, God helped you. But your obedience to God, cutting people off, accepting the changes, things like that. That's why you're really close to this success. So you're really close to this abundance, this prosperity. It's really close. Like, you guys don't even know the half. Like, from what I'm seeing, this spread is really deep. Okay, your energy is being upgraded because you've let go of these people, places, and things that were distracting you, holding you back, holding you down. You are right now that you are rising. You are becoming a lot more. Your energy is a lot more valuable. And your value has increased, or it's increasing right now. You are a lot more. You're generating prosperity. You're a lot more resourceful, creative, responsible. You have more energy. You have more to give. And you being a more higher vibrational being is aligning you with higher vibrational beings, right? So these people were low vibrational, right? You were already here, but you were like resonating with people like this, so you was bringing you like this. Now you're like going back up, you're up, and there's people up here that you are aligning with. Okay, that's the best example I can say. And I've been seeing a lot of angel numbers, and when I see a lot of angel numbers in the reading, I know that is for somebody. That's how God's telling me this message is resonating, right? So yeah, you're going to be successful, but who much is giving, much is required. So when God blesses you with your desires, and the things that you want, you're going to have to be more responsible. You're going to have to, but that's where self-love comes in, right? It's going to be important for you not to, how do I say this? Like, when God gives you, like, for example, let's say God blesses you with financial freedom. Your responsibility is going to be to give back. Okay, you cannot be selfish. You have to give back at least 10%. And this doesn't mean just, like, go to a church and give church 10%. No, you give 10% back by donating to charity, helping in your communities, paying for strangers' food, feeding the homeless. 444 on the timer. buying someone clothes, or, acts of service, things like that. Like giving back. You have to give back at least 10%. But if you really want to be blessed, give back 20% if you can, to in any way that you want. You can get creative with it. It don't have to be just one way, but yeah, because you don't want to, when God blesses you with this, you still have to work hard. You can't be lazy. You can't start slacking off, sleeping in. No, you got to go even harder, because you are being given a position of power. So, I'm telling you, like I said, there's people already up here. There's already people that have financial freedom, right? And you're coming up here. You can't go back to your old ways. You have to grow. You just can't be lazy. You just can't get comfortable. You have to keep going hard, because just because you made it here, up here, that's like, there's no top. Like, there's, yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm saying. But yeah, I also feel like, through these people that are missing you right now, or in regret, grieving you, thinking about you, reminiscing, you you gained a lot of wisdom through painful experiences with these people. Like, you may have gotten some scars, but they're like your battle scars. Like, you are wiser, smarter, firmer on your boundaries. You love yourself more. You gained wisdom, and your discernment is a lot stronger. Yeah. And you also win in this type of situation, because you keep your heart clean and light as a feather, right? So your forgiveness, you forgive these people. If you are watching this video and you don't forgive someone from your past, you still don't have the right perspective, and you're not hurting anybody. You're hurting yourself, because you're the one carrying those memories, that energy. You're carrying that. So you have to learn how to forgive. Like, let me think. Yeah, I've had a friend that betrayed me before, right? And it hurt me, but and I will not talk to her again. I won't be her friend again, but I don't harbor any ill will feelings, because at some point you got to understand that hurt people hurt people. And some things are, it was out of my control that she hurt me. Like, it just happened. So it was, I don't give too much power to that person. I take my power back. It's in God's hands. What did this happen? What was the lesson in the situation? What did I learn? What was the experience? Like, I take it like that, and I'm grateful for it, because it made me who I am today. But that's just an example of, forgiveness, and why it's important. And it's, an act of self-love. Yeah, so you're definitely going through an ascension right now. Your enemies are in retreat, trying to recover from the loss of you, recover, and accept the changes that is happening, because these changes aren't just happening for you, they're happening on a large scale. So just know there's power in your struggles, power in the hard times, and in the good times too. Okay, if you don't take nothing else from this, honor your energy. Honor your energy. Use your energy wisely. You, in this moment, have the ability to do whatever you want to do with your energy. Choose wisely. Choose wisely. Your decisions are everything. Good decisions making skills are everything. Something that you can do right now to move into balance, for the ones that don't know, is self-care. So do some yoga, make sure you're stretching, make sure you're eating healthy, detoxing, fasting from things, being consistent, working towards your goals, learning, read books, read, okay? Read a book, educate yourself on certain topics, educate yourself on the world, what's going on. There's movies, there's a lot of good movies that have messages in them where you can learn more about what's going on. But read, research, learn, educate yourself, feed your mind, your body, your soul at this time. That's what's going to move you into balance. Do not rush anything. Trust the process. Okay, that's not your burden to carry. Just chill. And know that slow and steady wins the race. Okay, the turtle won the race. It's not about speed, but longevity. You know, I can't think of the other word besides longevity. It's not about speed, it's about stamina, I think. But all right, you guys, that is the message for today. I hope it resonates. I pray this video reaches everyone that it needs to reach. I pray that you guys receive this message, feel the energy, feel the energetic upgrades. And yeah, if anyone is interested in booking a personal reading with me, you can book on my shop below. And I will see you guys in my next video.